So partly, even though you got some of these wrong on blind review, let's still review those ones as well, because maybe there's a reason that you can get faster, or a way you can get faster.
Yeah.
Do you flag to, even if you get it right, are you flagging the ones that take you a long time? Good. Have you always done that, or is that new?
Probably the last 2 weeks.
Excellent. That it's not something that, if you're new to studying and you're still missing 15 questions, like if they take you a long time, like you don't need to waste time blind reviewing yet. But for you at the level you're at, absolutely. Okay, so 16. In most of this forest, so in more than 50% of this forest, the expected outbreak of tree-eating tea moths should not be encountered. So here we're saying that there's an expected outbreak of these moths, but most of this forest actually shouldn't experience it. After all, so this is support, the moth is beneficial where suppression of forest fires, for example, has left the forest unnaturally crowded with immature trees. Okay, so what kind, well, I guess here, we know what kind of questions it's going to be. It's a fill in the blank. But the conclusion of the argument is most strongly supported by which of the following completes the passage. What kind of question is this kind of?
Inference.
No.
Conclusion, like fill in the blank.
It is a fill in the blank, but what kind?
It's the most strongly supported, so it's close to like must be true.
Question.
Strengthening question, yeah.
Strengthening question, because if you really think about it critically, what is this question asking you to do?
Okay,
it's asking you to strengthen the conclusion. So what's our conclusion? So for this, I would say for both of you, it's a your problem here was misidentifying the question type.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying.
I'm sorry, I didn't do this one.
He didn't do this one.
I didn't do this one.
Me. I got it right. Don't blame. It wasn't me.
I knew what this was.
No, he didn't. He didn't do this.
The best. I didn't do
He's
this
like, don't.
No, he didn't. He didn't get to do this section. That's why I was asking him, are you okay with going over these? Because I feel bad because he didn't do them.
No.
I'm that's great.
No, this is helpful for practice. This is helpful for me.
Okay.
I want to do more of this section. So this is great. So most strongly supported. So we're trying to prove, so we're trying to prove it's almost like a sufficient assumption question, kind of, in the sense that we're trying to if we could guarantee the conclusion, that would be great. But in most of the forest, the expected outbreak, so we're saying most of the forest is not going to be affected by this. And what we know about the moth is that the moth is actually helpful where there's a suppression of fire and has left the forest unnaturally crowded with immature trees. And so what do we need to say here? What can we predict here that would strengthen this conclusion to connect it?
So I assumed that it was gonna be something with the moth. So it's saying that it has a lot of immature trees. So I was thinking to myself, maybe the moths are.
What is it saying has a lot of immature trees?
The forest is uncrowded with immature trees.
No.
Unnatural.
No, it's saying that the moth is beneficial where this does happen.
Okay, yeah, so
you're on the right track about the immature trees, but what do we need to make sure that is true about this specific forest?
Oh, most of this forest. Oh, that it's full of immature trees, or that it has suppression of the fire.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally I misinterpreted this question.
And that actually, even though you spent a lot of time here, you might have got flustered and rushing against the time and misread the question, or kind of just didn't digest it completely.
I did, because I thought this was a fill in the blank.
It's technically it is, but not a complete, but fill in the blank. How? We know that we're adding a premise here.
I know. I was on a roll. Right. I was like, yeah.